Summer. Vacations are planned, fun in the sun and the sand, beaches, barbecues, chips, sips, and grilling tips. And for many, school is out. But there's one school in particular that ramps up in the summer: Vacation Bible School. Affectionately known as VBS, people, especially kids of various ages, come together to learn more about the Bible in various ways through lessons, games, arts and crafts, icebreakers, music, skits. All of it is geared towards spiritual enrichment, soul growth, community connection, and the opportunity to help expand and extend the kingdom and the truth that of the increase of Christ's government and peace, there shall be no end. And we do this via the outreach, the neighborly engagement, and the relationship building component attached to this vehicle of VBS. And I happen to know a few kids that are on vacation, love to hear their papa sing and speak about the Bible, and don't mind learning a little something about the love of Jesus. My grandbabies. So, let's get educated, y'all. This is Vacation Bible School, PreacherThink edition. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to PreacherThink, where I take thoughts downloaded from God and His Word and upload them to you via the lens of grace and kingdom. PreacherThink is brought to you by Excellence Media, a multimedia creative studio here in beautiful southeastern North Carolina. I am the creator and the host of PreacherThink, Chad Joyner, and man, I am excited to share with you what me and some amazingly beautiful co-hosts, my grandchildren, are going to share with you today. Here's a thought that we're going to springboard from. Everybody that came with you can't go with you. Here's what you need to know. You guys know that in the summertime months, when we do a season of the podcast, we like to keep things nice and light. So again, I've brought on some amazing guests, my grandchildren, who are here to stay with myself and my wife for a portion of the summer. My beautiful granddaughter, Aubrey, who is 8, about to turn 9, and my youngest granddaughter, Avi, who is 5, and my youngest son, Elijah, who's now a teenager, 13, soon to be 14. But again, we're talking about everybody that came with you can't go with you. And here's what you need to know. Who is this for? This is for people that we would consider to be coattail riders, bandwagon fans, people that want to be along for the ride, but you find in your growth that they haven't learned, they haven't grown, and maybe they haven't matured to the degree by which it would benefit your walk as you're moving forward. I mean, because what are we really talking about here? We're talking about people that we can and can't build with. Because when we surround ourselves with people that it's tough to build with, we live in prisons, or we live as prisoners to potential without launching into commitment and actionable steps leading to what? The discovery of our destiny. And I want to take a look. If you got your Bible, you can turn to Genesis chapter 22, verse 5, because this is a story among many in great biblical of the great biblical narratives that encompass certain individuals being able to move forward in and on a mission while others are left behind. Now, how it's done is by Abraham's discernment of the selective audience that needed to be in attendance for the move of God that was about to take place. Now, in this story, Abraham is about to have his faith tested by God, and God tells him to take his only begotten son. That does sound familiar, doesn't it? Take your only begotten son, Isaac, the promised son, not his permitted son, not the son that he had of his own volition with Hagar, Ishmael, the promised son, the one that came through him and Sarah, even in their advanced age. Take Isaac and take him to a mountain where I'm going to show you, a place where you're going to go and you're going to sacrifice this child of yours. Now, this was about a 3-day journey, but there's more than just Abraham and Isaac going on this journey. There was Abraham, Isaac, 2 servants, and a donkey. So you got 5 individuals, you got or entities, you got 4 individuals and an animal. And when they get to the base of Mount Moriah, what happens is Abraham looks at his servants and he tells them, he says, listen, you guys stay behind, stay with the donkeys. Me and the boy, we're going to go up there on the mountain. We're going to worship and we're going to return to you. And as you guys know, how the story goes, they go up the mountain, they get up there. Isaac, who is called a boy in the story, if you study out the biblical narrative, he's actually somewhere, some extra biblical resources say between the ages of as low as 14 to all the way up to 37. So, but he says, Dad, we've got the wood for the sacrifice. I see you've got the flint stone for the fire of the sacrifice, but like, where's the sacrifice himself? And Abraham, of course, says God's going to provide. And Isaac allows Abraham to lay him down on an altar. And when he does this, right as he is about to drop the boom on his own son and sacrifice him to God, drop the knife into his heart, the angel of the Lord stops him and says, don't kill your son. Don't sacrifice him. Now I know that you are committed. You are all in on God. And he was told to lift up his eyes because God had provided a sacrifice, a ram caught in the bush or a thicket. And if you recognize the geographical location, Mount Moriah at the center of Jerusalem, where they were, when he lifted up his eyes to see the ram in the thicket or in the bush, he would have saw in the distance or the horizon Mount Calvary, or the hill of the skull, Golgotha, where Jesus was crucified. This is a beautiful Old Testament passage that encompasses the picture of the death, burial, and resurrection, the crucifixion of Jesus, the sacrifice that was to come. But that's another story for another day. The thing that I want to ping on and focus on again is Genesis 22:5, and it says, stay here with the donkey. He was talking to the servants. He says, Abraham told the young men, stay here with the servants. Isaac and I will go up and worship, and then we will return to you. So this is the book of Genesis. This is Moses speaking, somewhere between 1520 and 1400 BC. This is written originally to Israel, but there's theological importance for everyone here because the purpose of this letter, this book of the Bible, is to show the origin of all things. So this story leans into one of the earliest narratives we have in relation to discerning what? Seasons, cycles, and situations where only certain ordained persons need to be involved. Why? Because everybody that came with you can't go with you. But don't take my word for it. Let's see what the kids have to say about that.
We have got our rescue kitty, our rescue kitten Sunny here that we rescued just a couple of weeks ago. And she is brand new to our family. But Abby, yes. Aubrey, you guys have created a connection with her, haven't you? Since you guys have, we've had her for a few weeks now. You guys have been here for a few days. You've created a connection with her since she's been here, haven't you, Abby? Oh, yeah? And Aubrey, how about you? You've created a connection with her since you've been here, haven't you?
Yes.
Do you like the kitty cat?
Yes, I think she's really cute.
You think she's really cute?
Yes.
I love it. Well, look, yeah, she just wants to run a little bit. She'll come back in a second. Well, when you came here, though, did you have the kitty cat with you?
When I came here?
Like when you came to our house, you didn't have the kitty cat with you. You met her when you got here, right?
Yes.
So, do you think that you're going to be able to take the kitty cat with you when you go back home?
No.
No. Tell me how it makes you feel hanging out with the kitty cat right now.
It makes me feel happy.
Makes you feel happy? What about you, Avy?
Makes me feel happy.
Makes you feel happy? What about you, son, Elijah?
It's normal right now because I've known her for a couple weeks now.
So. Yeah. Well, think about this, girls. How you think it's going to make you feel when you have to leave to go all the way back home to your mom and dad's house, and then you won't have that cute little kitty cat to play with anymore?
I feel like sad a little.
Think you're going to be sad?
A little, but not too bad.
Yeah.
Because I have a cat at home.
Yeah. You have a cat at home, but it's not like this little kitty cat, is it, baby? It's not like Sunny, though, because she's so small and so cute, right?
And our cat aren't big.
Yeah, and your cats are big. So you have established a connection with Sonny, but then when you go back to your house, there's going to be what? A disconnection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that that's going to make you kind of sad?
Because I'm not gonna have like a little friend to play with.
Now, I understand that. What about you, Abe?
We do have a friend. It's a big cat, Claire, to play with. Them.
Yeah, you do have your big cat at home to play with, so you got another cat. What about you, Bub? Because look, I know you're cool these days and you're a teenager, but since we've had the kitten, we got the kitten when you were still in school, and you were really ready to get home from school every day because you wanted to see your kitten. Tell me about. Come on now, soften up your heart, big bad teenager, and tell us like. How did you feel like when you would be at school when you were thinking about the kitty cat?
I would be like bored at school because I would be wanting to play with the cat. Because like we got her at the very end of the year, so at school we weren't really doing anything. So I would rather be home playing with the cat.
Right. Like, why do you think it's important, like, to have connection to like animals that you love or people that you love, like your family, like your friends?
Because like. When you're connected to your family or animals, you have something to look forward to if you have like a family event or like you want to go home and play with your animals. Yeah.
What about you, Abe? Why do you think it's like important to be connected to people and pets?
Because people love animals and we save animals.
Yep.
We save little animals and big ones.
Because we love animals and we save them, so we want to be connected to them and people. Sometimes we love people that we have to save too. We get the opportunity to present a saving notion to them when we tell them about people like who, like Jesus, right? You know, and we get it. So, what about you, Aubrey? Like, why do you think it's important to be, like, connected to people that we like and that we love, like pets and, like, our family?
Because some people have, like, one person that lives with them, and maybe if you go somewhere, they may feel lonely, like your pets, and, you may don't want to leave somewhere and leave them alone, but you have to for, like, something like work or something, or, like, an important job, and they may feel lonely. That's like, I love my pets and family. Yeah, so
that's good. I like that because those are all really, really important reasons, y'all. Like why we get to connect with our friends and our families and like our pets. But what if I told you that everybody that came with you can't go with you? Like, what if I told you that everybody that came with you, like, you know, to your house or came with you to school, they can't go with you when you go home or go with you when you go to the next place in life? Kind of like Sonny with you guys. When you guys got here, you've now met Sonny. So if you go down the hallway to where you guys sleep, sometimes she goes with you. When you guys go to the bathroom, sometimes she might go with you. If we go out onto the porch, sometimes she might go with us. But when you guys go back to your house, she won't go with you there. How does it make you feel? Like, why do you think, what do you think about when you think like, hey, what if it's like that in life? Like with, not just with pets, but with people. Like everywhere that I go, everybody can't go with me everywhere. Like, what do you think about that, Auburn?
I feel like you can't keep someone like a animal for your whole life. Like you can't, like they're not gonna be with you like for like as long as you live, maybe, but not really. So like
you kind of have to learn how to let people and pets go sometime, huh?
Yeah.
That is an amazing analysis. From what are you now, 9?
Yeah.
You are 9 years old.
I'm 8.
You're 8, but you're about to be 9. That is an amazing analysis from an 8, almost 9 years old. That all the you can't always keep your pets with you all the time, or people. Sometimes you have to let them go. Like, what about you, Elijah? Like, what do you think about that statement when I say everybody that came with you can't go with you, whether that's a pet or family or friends? Like, as you're a little bit older now, you're a teenager, and you know that, like, there are certain things that you do where mom and dad aren't always with you, and like, you're doing things now where, again, everywhere you go, everybody's not equipped to go where you're going, right? Like, talk about that a little bit.
Well, like, it's kind of like how our dog Jade passed a couple years ago because she was having seizures and we had to put her down because we'd rather have her in heaven, not being in any pain, than being here, being in pain, forcing her to stay with us.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes they're like basketball practice, we're having so much fun, but basketball practice is only like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
So once basketball practice is over, you're kind of bored, but you're kind of like, I get to do it again tomorrow, but I wish I could be still at basketball practice, hanging out with my friends and playing basketball.
I get that, but what about this idea? Like, what about the goals that you have in life? Have you ever recognized, like, man, the people that I'm connected to now, the goals that I have in life, some of these people probably won't be able to go with me where I'm going, trying to reach those different goals that I have in life. Like, you ever looked around like your friend circle and said, man, I like hanging out with this person now, but they may not always be able to be with me, right? Or they may not be equipped or mature enough or ready to go where I'm going. Like, you ever think about that?
Yeah, sometimes because some of my friends don't like play sports. They're more of like video games type of people, and I play video games with them, but I don't plan on playing video games as much as I get older because like, I'll probably have more stuff to do outside of video games.
Ah, okay.
Like that.
That makes sense.
That's why I try to make friends with people in my family that are my age, like Bryce and Theo, because they pretty much have the same goals as me. Like, they want to play basketball for as long as they can. And we all 3 of us want to, like, hang out a lot together and carry on, like, Polo's, the Italian ice business on the cliff.
Yeah.
So we could, like, hang out and do stuff together all the time. That's why I try to make friends with them, because if I do, I can stay with them more than people I'm talking to now.
Right. So you got goals and dreams and aspirations and family legacy that you want to help carry on, that you understand that, hey, everybody I'm connected to right now in this season, maybe 6 months from now or a year from now or 3 years from now, that doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to still be connected with those people, right? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what, guys? There's a story in the Bible that kind of talks about that a little bit. And I want to read y'all a story. Abby, can I read y'all a little bit of a story that talks about that? You good with that? Okay. In Genesis chapter 22, there's this guy. His name is Abraham, and he's got this son named Isaac, right? And God wants to test Abraham's faith, test his commitment to see, like, hey, are you really, truly, fully committed to me and the life that I've called you to? So here's how the story goes. I'm going to read Genesis chapter 22, verses 1 through 5. And when we get to verse 5, that's where we're going to stop and we're going to talk some more. And the Bible says, sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, Abraham. And Abraham replied, here I am. Then God said, take your son, your only son whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you. Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded up his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servants, listen to this. This is verse 5. He said, stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there, and we will worship, and then we will come back to you. So think about that. When they left home, there was Abraham, there was Isaac, there was 2 servants, people who helped them out at home on the farm and stuff like that, and they had a donkey. And they went to this mountain to make a sacrifice, which means something like this. Abraham went to go give something to God in a sacrifice, right? But God had something that he wanted to give to Abraham and Isaac for them to receive. So guess who's left out in that equation? Abraham and Isaac had something to give. God had something that he wanted to get to them so they could receive it. So who does that leave out? The donkey and who else went with him? There were two servants.
Oh.
There you go. They got to the mountain, and did you hear what he said? He said, "You guys stay here. We're going to go up there to the top of the mountain, and we're going to worship, and then we'll come back." So it's like Abraham was saying, hey, look, the thing that we're going to go do with God, he loves the servants, loves the people that was with him, probably even loved the donkey, but he was like, you guys aren't ready. You guys aren't equipped to go with us to go give what we're going to give. And I don't think you're going to be quite ready, maybe, or equipped to receive what we're going to receive, right? So again, it comes back to everybody that comes with you can't always go with you. What's that make you think about, Elijah?
Maybe like if you move and then you leave all your friends, but then maybe one of your friends moved to where you were at and y'all go to the same school again.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
But then when they move, maybe you guys are in two different like ways of life, right? Maybe you're more mature than that person at that point in time, and you might reconnect with them and find out that, man, we've changed a lot. So again, your goals and aspirations might mean that you're going in a little bit different direction than them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What about you, Aubrey? What do you think about that?
I think that wait, could you repeat that?
Like anything, like if you were to go somewhere and like say you went somewhere with 5 people, but you got there and you felt this sense like, hey, I think maybe only me and Elijah are supposed to go to the next place, but you 3 aren't supposed to quite go with us because maybe you're not ready. Like, you ever think about stuff like that?
I think that the people that are going to the top and the 3 people that stay at the bottom, I think the 2 people want the 3 people to be safe so they don't get hurt and stuff. It maybe fall down or something or hurt themselves.
Girl, you speaking gospel truth. Look, because sometimes the reason that other people can't go with us is for their own safety. It's for their own, not only physical protection, but also their spiritual protection. If they're not ready to give and receive and sacrifice and do the things with God, right, then maybe it's best for them to stay in a place where they are protected. So when this happens, like, do you think that there could be like friction maybe between you and those people? Because couldn't they feel like, hey, how come you get to go, but I don't get to go? Like, do you think there could be like some jealousy there or anybody?
yeah, maybe because like maybe they feel as if the people that are going up feel like they're more mature than them, so they feel more jealous at the fact that they can't go up there and they have to stay down, but they don't know that the people who are going up are trying to keep them safe.
Trying to keep them. I love that. And that's right. The people that are going up, maybe they're at a spiritual maturity level that they're like, man, spiritually, you're at the max level, the max bandwidth of the amount of places you can go with me. So it's okay. And guess what? It's okay that you're getting to stay here, because guess what? Abraham even says, we're going to come back. And that's the thing. Just because sometimes you disconnect with people to reconnect or connect to something else that God's leading you to, that doesn't mean that you can't come back and maybe hang out with those people. But maybe you're going to go and connect otherwise with God so that you can even grow and learn and mature more, so that when you come back, you don't get pulled backwards in trying to reach your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, because those people are still in that space because you recognize that they weren't quite ready to go where you were going. So I would say that this message is probably for people who, you ever heard of this before, Elijah? People who are riding on your coattails, like bandwagon people, like maybe they see that you're having a certain level of success, or they see that things are opening up for you in your life, maybe even for you, Aubrey, maybe even for you, Abby. They see like you got great parents, you got a great mom and a great dad. Like they see the things that you guys are doing in your lives, and you might have friends that are like, man, I kind of want to tag along with you and see what your life is like. And maybe I want to tag along with you and see what your life is like. And maybe I want to be a bandwagon fan of yours because guess what? Your life and your success might be able to take me to the next level. And I'm not saying that people can't be motivated by that there can't be a motivator. I'm not saying that people can't be inspired by that. But do you think it's a good idea for people to ride on your coattails to your next level of success? Maybe not. I love that, baby girl. I love that, honey pie. I really do. What about you, babe? Do you think that it's a good idea for people to maybe ride on your coattails to their next level of success?
Maybe I think that like you can't just be in somebody's life forever. They sometimes have to they sometimes have to make their own family and stuff instead of just going with their friends the whole time. They could your friend has a family, but they just tag along, but they could also make a family too.
That's
instead of just coming with their friends all the time.
That would mean that we've got different seasons of life that we go through together. Like maybe we're going through this season of life together, but then maybe this next season of life is like, man, maybe we need to separate because you got different dreams or goals or aspirations or a family that you need to make than I do, right? What about you, bud?
So that's kind of like how when I was little, and now you always tell me when I'm about to go to a sport event or I'm going to school to be a leader, not a follower.
Yes. So sometimes that's it. And when you know you're a leader and you've got followers, I want you guys to always keep this in mind. When you know that you're leaders and you got people that are following your lead because you know where you want to go. You know who you are. You know your identity. You know that Jesus loves you. You know that he's put his spirit on the inside of you and he's leading you to great things in life. You guys know that, hey man, there's certain places that I'm going that, okay, that's fine that you're here now, but I don't need you to be dead weight to me so I can always be carrying you around. Everybody that came with you can't always go with you. I love that. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Some good answers. I love it. Stuff, baby girl. Awesome. I love it.
Want to share the good news? You can support PreacherThink by sharing it with everyone using the share button. You can stay connected to PreacherThink via Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and various podcast streaming platforms. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about what the gospel has done for you, message us or leave them in the comment section. You can also email us at preacherthink@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in.